Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of CTMT classes. As we are discussing the third chapter, that is properties of fresh concrete. Okay, so the only topic which is remaining is admixtures. Okay, remaining all the chapters we have completed. Remaining all the topics we have completed in this chapter. The only topic which is remaining is about admixtures. In the yesterday's class, I have explained you what are admixtures. Okay, so the definition of admixtures I have explained you. So remaining the properties of admixtures and what are the different types of admixtures, we will complete it today and our third chapter will get completed. शेअर करू का PSK PS Okay, so this is the admixture. So I explained you what is admixture. Okay, so what is admixture? Admixture, it is defined as a material. Okay, admixture is one material other than the remaining four basic ingredients of concrete. So what are the four basic ingredients of concrete? Water, cement, fine aggregate, and coarse aggregate. Okay, so these are the four materials that we use to prepare the concrete. Okay, other than these four ingredients, there is one more material which can be added into the concrete. Okay, which can be added into the preparation of concrete. Okay, so this fifth material, okay, this fifth material of the concrete, it can be added into the concrete during the mixing of concrete or before mixing the concrete. Okay, and why it is added? It is added to modify the properties of concrete. Okay, so this fifth ingredient of concrete is added to the concrete to modify its properties. Okay, any material which can be added into the concrete to modify its properties, whether it is in a fresh concrete or hardened concrete, so that material will be called as admixture. Okay, so now let us see what are the different reasons for the use of admixture and what are the functions of admixture. The first one is it increases the workability without increasing the water content of concrete, or it can decrease the requirement of water quantity, keeping the workability same. Okay, so I have explained you what is workability. Okay, workability is nothing but the easiness. It is the measurement of easiness of concrete with which you can handle it. Okay, so if workability is more, it means that you can easily handle the concrete. Okay, if workability is less, it will become difficult to concrete because the concrete will be stiff and little hard. So carrying and handling concrete will become difficult. Okay, so if there is a slump of the concrete, if suppose there is a more amount of water in the concrete, then the workability will be more. It means like it will be like workability is more and handling will be easy. Okay, so what is the function of admixture here? If you add the admixture to the concrete without increasing the water content, you can increase the workability of concrete. Okay, see, if you add more amount of water to increase the workability, then it will decreases the strength of concrete. Okay, so adding extra amount of water to the concrete to increase the strength is very dangerous. It will affect to the strength of concrete. Okay, so we should not add extra amount of water to the concrete just to increase the workability. Okay, just to increase the workability of concrete, you should not add extra amount of water because it will strengthen to the it will affect to the strength property of concrete. So that's why keeping the amount of water same, we can increase the workability of concrete by adding the admixture. Okay, by adding the admixture, you can increase the workability of concrete, keeping the water content same. Okay, so this is one thing. Another thing is, if suppose you are preparing a concrete where there is a scarcity of water, okay, where there is a scarcity of water and availability of water is very less. So in those conditions, if you are preparing the concrete, what you can do is keeping the level of workability same. Okay, keeping the workability level of workability same, you can reduce the water requirement. If suppose to get a slump of around 25 mm, okay, or whatever it is, to get a particular workability, if you need 100 liters of water, okay, you need 100 liters of water by adding 4 materials, that is water, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and cement. Only these 4 materials you are adding in that 100 liters of water, and you are getting a particular workability. Okay, now you can add the admixture, keeping the workability level same, and you can reduce the requirement of water. Okay, you was requiring 100 liters of water. Now instead of 100 liters of water, you can add just 80 liters of water. Okay, just 80 liters of water will be enough to reach the same workability by adding admixture. Understand this thing. Okay, this is very important to understand the work of admixture here. Okay, what admixture is doing here, it is increasing the workability by keeping the water content same. Okay, if you 100 liter of water is there, 100 liter of water you need. Okay, so add full 100 liters of water. Okay, by 100 liters of water without admixture, a particular level of workability was coming. Now you have added admixture. Okay, now you have added admixture, and water content is also 100 liter only. Now the workability will increase here. Okay, without admixture, how much workability was there? No, now here the workability will be more than the previous one without admixture. Understood? I'll explain you in Hindi also. Okay, suppose a particular okay, here you see 10 kgs of cement, 10 kg cement, then 20 kg sand, okay, and 40 kg coarse aggregate, 20 kg coarse aggregate, and 100 liters of water. Okay, so with this you are getting it is giving some workability. Okay, workability is suppose something okay, 50 mm. Okay, so here you are getting workability as 50 mm. Here you have not added any admixture to it. Okay. Now, one more case I will take. Okay, this is with the 4 ingredients of concrete. Now, the things are same. Okay, here these things are same. 10 kg of cement, 20 kg sand, okay, 40 kgs of coarse aggregate, and water content is 100 liters. Okay, here plus you are adding admixture. Now how much will be the workability here? Okay, see 10 kg cement same, 20 kg sand same, 40 kgs of coarse aggregate is also same, and water content is also 100 liter in both the cases. Now, what will happen to the workability if you add admixture to it? In the normal case, with the same ingredients, workability was around 50 mm. Okay, so here now you have added one particular type of admixture. So here workability will increase because of the addition of admixture here. There the workability was 50 mm. Here you will get more workability. Okay, so how much I can't say, but there will be increase in the workability. Okay, so now one more case I will tell you. Okay, here also. Now you have to compare all the three things. Okay, तुमको तीनों में compare करना है. 10 kg cement, ठीक है, 20 kg sand, okay, so 20 kgs of sand, 40 kg coarse aggregate, and water content here I am reducing. Okay, in the situations where you have scarcity of water, okay, where you have the scarcity of water, or you have the availability, if the availability of water is less, in those regions you can reduce the requirement of water. Suppose I am using here the amount of water as 80 liters. Okay, then plus here I am adding admixture. No, what will happen to the workability? Whether it will increase or decrease, or what will happen? Workability will remain same. Okay, now you compare all these three. So I have typed everything, so let me explain. See, in the first case 10 kg cement, 20 kg sand, 40 kg coarse aggregate, और पानी कितना है 100 लीटर है. ओके, सो ये सब चार बेसिक इंग्रेडिएंट ऑफ कंक्रीट है. चारों बेसिक इंग्रेडिएंट तुम जब अपने उसके रिक्वायर्ड प्रोपोर्शन में लेके कंक्रीट बनाते हो तो एक पर्टिकुलर वर्कएबिलिटी आती है. ओके, अब नॉर्मल केस में वर्कएबिलिटी कितनी आ रही है हमारी? 50 mm. ठीक है, एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं, जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल 50 mm यू आर गेटिंग द वर्कएबिलिटी. नाउ by keeping all this same, 10 kg cement same, 20 kg sand same, 40 kg coarse aggregate same, और पानी भी कितना ले रहे हैं? सेम ले रहे हैं, वो 100 लीटर. पहले भी 100 लीटर लिया था, यहाँ पे भी 100 लीटर. यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा क्या है? यू आर एडिंग एडमिक्सचर. ओके, अब एडमिक्सचर एक्स्ट्रा ऐड कर रहे हैं तो वर्कएबिलिटी क्या होगी? वर्कएबिलिटी ज्यादा होगी. नॉर्मल केस में 50 mm वर्कएबिलिटी थी, अब ये केस में वर्कएबिलिटी it will increase. Why it is because we have added admixture. Okay, keeping all the ingredients same, if you add admixture, okay, बाकी सब ingredients को same रख के जब तुम admixture add करती हो तो workability बढ़ जाती है. ठीक है, वन मोर केस क्या है? अभी तुम वाटर स्केर्सिटी एरिया में हो और तुम्हारे पास सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑफ पानी नहीं है, तो उस टाइम पे क्या करना है? कम पानी डाल के एडमिक्सचर ऐड करके वर्कएबिलिटी सेम ले सकती हो. ठीक है, कैसे? 10 kg सीमेंट सेम है, 20 kg सैंड सेम है, 40 kg कोर्स एग्रीगेट सेम है. ठीक है, अब वर्कएबिलिटी 50 mm थी, अब हमको भी 50 mm ही वर्कएबिलिटी चाहिए, ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है, वर्कएबिलिटी सेम रख के अब अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर जो 100 लीटर चाहिए था उसकी क्वांटिटी रिड्यूस करके 80 लीटर डाल सकते हैं. 80 लीटर डाल के भी वर्कएबिलिटी हमको सेम मिलेगी. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, दिस इज फर्स्ट फंक्शन. सेकेंड इज एडिशन ऑफ admixture can retard or accelerate the setting time of concrete. Okay, a normal setting time of concrete with 4 basic ingredients जो भी है वो setting time को increase या decrease कर सकते हैं हम. Okay, by the addition of admixture. Okay, with the addition of admixture you can retard or you can accelerate the setting time of concrete. Okay, you can increase or decrease the setting time of concrete by addition of admixture. Okay, third function is you can reduce or prevent the shrinkage of concrete. Okay, shrinkage of concrete can be reduced with the addition of admixture. You can modify the rate or capacity of the bleeding. Okay, you can reduce or you can modify the capacity of bleeding by the addition of admixture. Okay, you can reduce the segregation of concrete also. Next, you can increase the pumping ability. Okay, so with the addition of admixture, I told you that you can modify the workability, or you can increase the workability of concrete by the addition of admixture. So if you are increasing the workability, then definitely there will be an increase in the pumping ability of the concrete. If you are pumping the concrete, okay, while transporting the concrete from one place to another place, if you are using the mode of pumping, okay, whether it is a line pump or whether it is a boom pump, whichever pump you are using to transport the concrete, the ability of pumping can be improved by the addition of admixture. Okay, you can increase the strength of concrete, whether it is a compressive strength, tensile strength, or flexural strength. You can increase the strength of concrete by the addition of admixture. Okay, you can also decrease the permeability of concrete. So what is permeability? I have told you. Okay, permeability is nothing but it is a measure. Okay, permeability is nothing but if you keep the water on the top surface of the concrete, it will not pass through the body of concrete. Okay, so if it is passing, then it means it is a permeable concrete. Impermeable means concrete will not have any voids. Okay, it will not have any voids or any capillaries through which the water can be transferred through the body of concrete. Okay, so the addition of admixture decreases the permeability of concrete. Okay, you can also improve the impact and abrasion resistance. Okay, what do you mean by impact? Impact is nothing but the sudden force which is applied to the concrete. Okay, suddenly if there is a applied force on the concrete without, by which there will be chances of failure of concrete. Okay, so it will increase the resistance to the impact value, or you can improve the resistance to the abrasion. Okay, abrasion is nothing but when the force is applied onto the concrete in this manner. Okay, like this. Next, it can increase the bond between the existing and new concrete. Okay, if there is a old concrete structure, for that if you are putting a new concrete, new fresh concrete to join the structure, so at that time you can use the admixture to make the fresh concrete and the old concrete to give a proper bonding. Okay, so in those places also you can use the admixture. Okay, so these are the different functions of admixture. Okay, what are the different functions? We can modify the workability of concrete. We can decrease the segregation and bleeding. We can modify the setting time of concrete. We can make the concrete more pumpable. We can increase the strength of concrete. We can decrease the permeability of concrete. Okay, so these are the some different functions of workability admixture. Okay, so what are the different types of admixture? Okay, admixture can be classified broadly into two types, that is chemical admixture and mineral admixture. Okay, so these are the two types. Let us see these types in detail one by one. So first type is chemical admixture. Chemical admixture are the ingredients in the concrete other than Portland cement, water and aggregate that is added to the mix immediately before or during the mixes. Okay, so chemical admixture kya hai? Chemical admixture is nothing but it is a chemical. Okay, it is a chemical type of material which is added to the concrete during the mixing or before the mixing. Producers use admixture primarily to reduce the cost of concrete construction, to modify the properties of hardened concrete to ensure the quality of concrete during the mixing, transporting, placing, curing, and to overcome the certain emergencies during the concrete operations. Okay, why we use chemical admixture? Chemical admixtures are used primarily to reduce the cost of concrete. Okay, cost of concrete can be reduced by increasing the quality of concrete and by modifying the properties of concrete. Okay, by modifying the properties of concrete and increasing the strength, you can also decrease the cost of construction. Successful use of admixture depends on the use of appropriate methods of batching and concreting. Okay, so if you say you are successfully using the admixture, so that depends on the use of appropriate methods of batching and concreting. Okay, what are the different types of batching? We know volume batching and weigh batching. Okay, and weigh batching is better than volume batching, so you have to use a proper method of batching, so you have to go for weigh batching. Okay, in concreting it means the remaining stages of producing concrete. So in each stage of concrete, whether it is mixing, whether it is transportation, whether it is compaction, whichever is the stage of concrete, you should go for appropriate method, so which is suitable for the particular type of handling of concrete. Okay, so if suppose you are doing a slab construction, so at that time you have to go for needle vibrator for the compaction of concrete if it is a deep beam and all. If you go for if you go for formwork vibration, then it will not be appropriate for that particular type of compaction. Okay, so you should go for appropriate method of concreting, whichever it is suitable for the particular type of concreting. Okay, so most admixtures are supplied in ready to use liquid form and are added to the concrete at the plant at the job site. Certain admixtures such as pigments, expansive agents and pumping aids are used only in extremely small amounts and are usually batched by hand from pre-measured containers. Okay, so most of the admixtures which are available in market, those will be available in the ready to use liquid. Okay, you'll get the admixtures in the market, so whichever type of admixture you want. Okay, so depending on the property that you want to modify in the concrete. Okay, whichever the property of the concrete that you want to modify, based on that you will get the different types of admixtures in the market, and those will be available in the ready to use condition, and most of them you will be in the form of liquid. Okay, admixtures can be in the liquid form, it can be in the powder form. Okay, most of them will be available in the liquid form and into ready to use condition. Okay, the different types of chemical admixtures. Okay, so I have told you that admixtures are of two types. Okay, that is a broad classification, that is chemical admixture and mineral admixture. So in chemical admixtures, again different types are there. Okay, that is first one is plasticizer, super plasticizer, retarding plasticizers, accelerators and accelerating plasticizers, and air entraining admixtures. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of admixtures, 5 different types of chemical admixtures. Let us see all of these 5 different types of chemical admixtures in detail. Okay, so what is the each type of chemical admixture here, and what property of the concrete it will modify. Construction chemical says plasticizer. Okay, so chemical admixtures are nothing but chemicals. Okay, these are the chemicals which is added to the concrete to modify its properties. Anionic surfactants such as lignosulfonate and their modifications are derivatives, salt of sulfonates and hydrocarbons. Okay, so these are the 3 different types of chemical plasticizers. Okay, first one, second one, and third one. Okay, non-ionic surfactants such as polyglycol ester, acid of hydroxylated carboxyl acids and their modifications and derivatives. Okay, then other products such as carbohydrates, etc. Okay, so these are the different chemicals. Okay, these are the names of different chemicals which can be used as plasticizers. Now, what are the different types of mineral admixtures? In the mineral admixtures, we have fly ash, and fly ash can also be, it is a pulverized fly ash or PFA. In short, we can call it as PFA. That is nothing but pulverized fuel ash or fly ash. Second type of mineral admixture is silica fume. Next, GGBS, that is ground granulated blast furnace, and the next one is rice husk ash. Okay, so these are the different types of mineral admixture.
Sir.
Okay, so in chemical admixtures, I told we have plasticizer, super plasticizer, retarders, accelerators, and air entraining admixtures. So I will tell you one by one what are the functions of each of these admixtures. Okay, so plasticizer is nothing but it is one type of chemical admixtures which increases the workability of concrete. Okay, which increases the workability of concrete by keeping the amount of water same, or you can keeping the workability same, you can decrease the requirement of water. So this is plasticizer. Second type is super plasticizer. The difference between plasticizer and super plasticizer is that so super plasticizers are more effective than the plasticizers. Okay, super plasticizers are more effective than the plasticizers. So if suppose plasticizers are increasing the workability of concrete by 10%, okay, 10 to 15%, the workability of the concrete is increased. Then by the super plasticizers, up to 20 or 30% of the workability increases. Or otherwise, in another way, I can say it like if plasticizer can reduce the water requirement by 10 to 15%, then the super plasticizer can reduce the requirement of water by 20 to 30%. Okay, if suppose you required for a normal workability, for a normal Vicks, if you need 100 liters of water, okay, if you need 100 liters of water for a particular workability, then by keeping the workability same, if you add plasticizer, okay, if you add plasticizer, then the requirement of water will not be 100 liters now, it will reduce. The requirement of water will become 85 liters to 90 liters. Okay, you have to reduce 10 to 15% of water requirement. Okay, now here the requirement of water will be 85 to 90 liters instead of 100 liters. Why? You are adding the plasticizer here. Okay, so if you add super plasticizer, okay, if you add super plasticizer, you can still reduce the requirement of water. Okay, instead of 100 liters, you can just use 70 liters of water. Okay, instead of 100 liters, just by adding 70 liters of water, you can get the same workability with the addition of super plasticizer. Understood? So this is plasticizer and super plasticizer. The third type of chemical admixture is retarder and retarding plasticizers. Okay, so retarders are nothing but the chemical admixtures which increases the setting time of concrete. Okay, it increases the setting time of concrete. So where it is used, this type of chemical admixtures, it is used where you need your concrete to keep in workable condition for long time. Okay, if you want to keep your concrete in a workable condition or in a plastic condition for a longer time, at that time you will need retarders. Okay, suppose one situation I will tell you. If you have ordered your concrete from the RMC plant, okay, if you have ordered your concrete from a RMC plant, then you need to transport your concrete from the RMC plant to the construction site. Okay, so at that time there may be delay in the transportation because of traffic congestion, right? Due to traffic congestion, there might be delay in the transportation of concrete. So at that time you need your concrete to stay in a still workable condition till your concrete reaches to the site and you finally pour your concrete into its formwork. Okay, till that time you will require your concrete to stay in a workable condition. Okay, and normally if you don't add any admixture, what will happen? Your concrete will become hard within 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay, within 1 or 2 hours your concrete becomes hard. Now here you will require your concrete to in a workable condition at least for 4 hours or 5 hours. So what you have to do, you will have to add one admixture, one chemical admixture. That chemical admixture is nothing but retarder. Okay, if you add this type of admixture to the concrete, you can increase the setting time. Okay, suppose your setting time is half an hour. Okay, normally the initial setting time will be 30 minutes or 35 minutes. So this setting time can be increased by the addition of retarders or retarding plasticizers. Okay, so this type of admixture will be useful in this condition. One more case I will tell you. Suppose if you are doing the concreting underground, okay, if you are doing concreting underground where the temperature is very high, or if you are, suppose you are working in an area where the temperature is around 40 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if the surrounding temperature is high, then also your concrete will become very hard in a very short period of time. Okay, automatically the setting time of the concrete reduces. Within half an hour your concrete will become hard because of surrounding temperature. There what will happen is, whatever the amount of water is there in the concrete, so that water will get evaporated. Okay, that water will get evaporated and your concrete will become hard within no time. Okay, so suppose your place of putting the concrete into its final position is far from the place of mixing. So at that time, you need your concrete to stay in a workable condition for longer time. So at that time also, you can use the retarding admixture. Okay, you can use the retarding admixture so that the setting time of the concrete can be increased. Okay, you can keep your concrete in a workable condition for more than 1 hour, for 2 hours, 3 hours, and all. You can keep your concrete in a workable condition by the addition of retarders. Okay, so next is accelerators. Okay, what are accelerators? By the addition of accelerator or accelerating admixtures to the concrete, you can decrease the setting time. Okay, you can decrease the setting time of concrete by the addition of accelerator. Okay, so where it is used, this type of admixture, is used if you where you are where you are working, no, there the temperature should be if it is very less. Okay, suppose you are working in an area where the temperature is in negative, suppose minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 5 degrees Celsius. If that type of temperature is there, okay, usually in Canada and all there, when it is winter season, the temperature will go to minus 15 degrees Celsius, minus 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, if that type of environment is there, and if you are doing the concreting, so in those areas your concrete will not become hard in less time. Okay, your concrete will require hours together to become hard. Okay, the setting time of concrete will increase in those conditions where the temperature is very less. Okay, and if you want to increase the rate of construction, okay, within less time, if you want to construct more, then at that time you will require accelerators to decrease the setting time. Okay, or if suppose if you are doing the concreting underwater, okay, if underwater construction is going on, at that time also you will require your concrete to become hard in a very less time. Within a few minutes you will require your concrete to become hard as stone. Okay, so at that time, if you add accelerator or accelerating admixtures to the concrete, what will happen? The setting time of concrete will become less. Okay, within no time your concrete will become hard. Okay, your concrete will become hard. So by the addition of accelerators or accelerating admixture, you can reduce the setting time of concrete. Okay, so which property is changing? We are modifying here. We are modifying the setting time of concrete. So setting time is one of the property of concrete that we are modifying here. Okay, so by the addition of retarder or by the addition of accelerator, we are modifying the setting time property of the concrete. Okay, with retarder we are increasing the setting time. With accelerator we are with retarder we are increasing the setting time. With accelerator we are reducing the setting time. Okay, so these both are opposite to each other and will be required in different situation. Okay, so next is air entraining admixture. Okay, air entraining admixture is used to increase the workability. Okay, you don't have to increase the keep the water content same, and if you add the air entraining admixture. Okay, so as you see here, the name itself indicates air entraining. Okay, you can see the name itself indicates that air entering. It means it will add millions of air bubbles. Okay, it will add millions of very small air bubbles to the concrete. Okay, so if you have the air bubbles in the concrete which are very minute, the diameter will be like in microns, 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, so if that type of, if that much of small air bubbles are added into the concrete, then the workability of the concrete increases. So what will happen here is these air voids or air bubbles that is very small, it will slide over each other. Okay, so these air bubbles in the concrete, it will slide over each other, and the workability of the concrete can be increased by adding air entraining admixture. Okay, so by adding air entraining admixture, you are incorporating millions of air bubbles into the concrete. Okay, so this way the strength of concrete, the workability of concrete can be increased. Okay, so remember these 5 types of chemical admixture: plasticizer, super plasticizer, retarders or retarding plasticizer, accelerator or accelerating plasticizers, and then air entraining admixture. Okay, so these are the 5 types of chemical admixture. Understood? Then I told you about type of mineral admixture. In types of mineral admixtures, we have fly ash, silica fume, GGBS, and rice husk ash. Okay, so here these materials are minerals. Mineral admixtures are nothing but minerals. So these are the mineral material. In the chemical admixtures, those are chemical material. Okay, chemical admixtures are chemical material, mineral admixtures are mineral material. So these, the name itself indicates along with the type of admixture. Okay, so all the minerals which can be used as admixture will be categorized under mineral admixtures. Okay, so fly ash is one of the mineral admixture. Okay, so fly ash you can get it from the thermal power plants. Okay, thermal power plants like in Sholapur. In Sholapur district, you have Vadgi. Vadgi station is there, right? So there you have one NTPC. Okay, NTPC, National Thermal Power Plant. So there, if you are using coal as the fuel, okay, if you are using coal as the fuel, so then at the end you will get the fly ash. Okay, you will get the fly ash. So fly ash you get it from the thermal power plants. So that fly ash can be used as mineral admixtures in the concrete. Okay, so actually in the thermal power plant you will get 2 types of ashes. Okay, 2 types of ashes you will get it in the thermal power plant. One is called as fly ash and another is called as bottom ash. Okay, so fly ash is called as fly ash because it will be catched from the top of the chimney. Okay, so there will be a arrangement made at the top of the chimney from because to capture the fly ash. Okay, it is called as fly ash because it will fly. Okay, in the thermal power plant it is captured when it is flying. Okay, from the top of the chimneys. Another type of ash is bottom ash. Bottom ash is called as bottom ash because it will be collected from the bottom. Okay, and the difference between fly ash and bottom ash, another difference between the fly ash and bottom ash is that fly ash is very fine in nature. Okay, the particle size of the fly ash is very small, whereas bottom ash is little coarse in nature. It means the particle size of the bottom ash is more. Okay, that's why as the particle size is more, it is little heavy and it will settle down. And fly ash is very fine in nature and the particle size is very less. That's why it will fly along with the gases. Okay, along with the gases, the fly ash flies and it will be captured from the top. That's why it is called as fly ash. Bottom ash is called as bottom ash because it will be collected from the bottom and the particle size of the bottom ash is more. That's why it settles down. Fly ash is very fine in nature. That's why it will fly along with the gases and be captured from the, and it will be captured from the top. Okay. So these are the different types of mineral admixture: fly ash, silica fume, GGBS, and rice husk ash. So this completes your 3rd chapter. If you have any kind of a doubt in any topic of the third chapter, you can ask me. Okay, you see this syllabus. We have completed types of batching, mixing, transportation, placing, pumping and compaction techniques for good quality of concrete, workability of concrete, its measurement, segregation and bleeding, curing of concrete, different methods of measuring the workability, temperature effect on fresh concrete, use of admixtures in concrete and construction chemicals, then types of admixture. So this was the syllabus of third chapter, and we have completed all the topics here. If you are having any kind of a doubt in any of the topic, you please ask me. I will clarify your doubt.